Hi everyone.
Hi guys, looks like we have a couple of more members joining in, so let's wait. Uh, in the meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, you can drop them off. And you can also let us know where you guys or which cities have you guys joined from so that we can interact with you guys better in this session. So, yep, you can put a thumbs up if you can hear me, if I'm audible enough, so that we can get going with this webinar. I'm so overwhelmed to see the amount of people joining in. So, let's just wait. That's great. Thank you guys. Thanks, Rupali, to let me know that you guys can hear me. Thanks, guys. It's great to see you guys put a thumbs up. I am really excited for this webinar that we are conducting today. So, before we begin, I have my colleague here as well. Who has joined for this webinar? So, I guess all of or most of you guys know who I am, but for those who don't know who I am, hi guys, this is Linda Narona, and I am the customer success manager at Konnect Insights. And along with me, I have my colleague here, whose name is Sanjana. She will also introduce herself. So, Sanjana, you can introduce yourself here.
Thank you, Linda, for the introduction. I hope most of you know me already. But those who don't know me, I'm Sanjana Bise, the Customer Success Manager at Konnect Insights. I'm really excited for this webinar today. So, Linda, over to you. Let's begin.
Thanks, Sanjana. That was a lovely introduction by you. So we will start off with our webinar in just about a couple of minutes. Just before we do that, I will be taking you through the agenda of this webinar. So all the guys who have joined in, I would request you to wait right till the end of this webinar because we have something really interesting to show you like we did the previous time about integration. So please stay tuned right till the end. Let me quickly also present my screen and take you through what the agenda of this webinar would be. So just allow me a couple of seconds and you guys could let me know again if you are able to see my screen by putting in a thumbs up on the chat. Um, just let me know once my screen is visible. Yeah. Sanjana, you could let me know if my screen is visible and then go on mute so that I know I can begin.
Yeah. So it's loading, Linda.
All right.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, thanks, Sanjana. So, guys, to come back to again take you through the agenda of this webinar. So, in this webinar, we're going to look at how it's going to be a quick refresher of how you're going to or how you would be able to make use of dashboards in Konnect Insights. How you'll be able to create one, what kind of new features that we have. We have a couple of templates that you could look at, themes, what one click report is all about. And another interesting thing that would be covered in this webinar would be about how you can make use of BI tools or business intelligence tools in Konnect Insights to create a customized chart or a customized report. So, in all our upcoming webinars, we're going to look at the different features of Konnect Insights broken down to you along with an integration. So, in this webinar, the interesting integration that we would look at is with HubSpot, which is a marketing automation application, right? So, right before I go to the agenda or start off with today's webinar, a lot of you are already existing clients and already know what Konnect Insights is really about. But for those who are new here, I will quickly give you a gist of what Konnect Insights really is. So, Konnect Insights, as you can see, my screen, Konnect Insights is an omni-channel customer experience suite, which has 8 extensive and expansive modules. So to start off with, we have something called as social listening. So social listening is nothing but for you to understand or for you to understand the voice of what people are talking about you. So Based on keywords, you get to understand what people are talking about your brands from various platforms, either from web or from social media. And apart, or once you have done social listening, there could be instances where you would want to respond back or communicate with your customer. So you would want to build a reputation and communicate or interact with your customers. That's when we have online reputation, right? So online reputation is nothing but you also can look at doing response management or conducting your response management activities within Konnect Insights. Now, once you've done that, we have multiple social CRMs that you can integrate with. So, as you know, you can integrate with over 3,000 plus apps in Konnect Insights, which is something that's really cool. And we would look at this over our next few webinars as well, as to how you can make use or what would be the advantages of making use of these integrations, right? The next thing that we have is social analytics, which is another very useful, on a very useful feature where you get analytics of two types. So one is for you to understand about what people spoke about you. So you get reports or you get analytics based on your listening part of it, and you get analytics for you to understand how your brand is perceived on various social media platforms, right? Based on the content that your brand does. Now, apart from that, we also have social publishing. So social publishing is nothing but you can micromanage your posting, or the content that you post on your page is also something that you can do on Konnect Insights. You can schedule your post on various platforms from here itself. Then we have surveys and feedbacks. So surveys and feedbacks is also something that's really useful. Again, here there are two touch points that you can look at, or two kind of surveys that you can look at. One is the online surveys, that where you could send out these surveys to your customers writing to you from various social media channels, and the other way could be the offline touch point. So you can also get in data, or you can also get in survey analytics in Konnect Insights by scanning QR codes as well. So that was about surveys and feedbacks. Now, coming to the part that we would be covering in this very webinar, which is the BI tools and dashboarding. So once all of your data is accumulated, or once all of your data is within Konnect Insights, you get to analyze it, you get to see the insights upon it. So you can create your dashboards within Konnect Insights, and you can also customize and create by using the business intelligence tools that we have. Lastly, we have crisis management. So crisis management is also another very useful feature in Konnect Insights, where you can be aware, or you can be alerted about things going around, or people speaking about your brand anywhere and everywhere, and you will be alerted about it on either a notification or on probably your email, based on your convenience, right? So basically, the Konnect Insights tool is a unified solution. It gives you everything in just one product, and it's a very useful tool with the kind of features that we have here. So this was just a gist of what Konnect Insights is really about. I hope that this was insightful for those who haven't heard about what Konnect Insights really is, right? Now, coming to the integrations part of it. So as you know, in Konnect Insights, so this is just a snapshot, but we have, or you would be able to seamlessly integrate with over 3,000 plus applications in Konnect Insights. So there are a few that you can see onto your screen right now. Now, as you know, like we would be doing, or we would be covering of how you can integrate with HubSpot. But apart from HubSpot, you can also integrate with various other CRMs or marketing automation tools as well, right? So this is how, these are the kind of, or few integrations that you can look at here. It's a very interesting part that we would be covering. So please wait right till the end. And now, leading on to the four pillars, or the concept that we believe in Konnect Insights, which is the four pillars of customer experience management. Now, a lot of your customer experience platforms or customer experience provided by brands could be broken, because you might be, or different teams might be using different products. So so the experience provided to the customer is very broken. Whereas we provide one product with everything just within it, and the customer being the center of it, right? So in these four pillars, let's look at the first two pillars. The first two pillars talks about and goes very well with our tagline. This entire pillar, that's the four pillars, goes very well with our tagline, which you might be aware of, which is listen, evaluate, and act. So the first two is the listening part of Konnect Insights. So you can listen to conversations flowing in from various channels. That's your social media, your web, emails, your offline touch points. And the second pillar, you also get to see data and Konnect Insights from your call center application. So in our previous webinar, we also looked at how you can integrate with a call center application like Nolarity. So you can also get in your call center data within Konnect Insights and also your chats, right? So this was your listening part of it. The next or the third pillar that we look at is to evaluate the data that has been come into Konnect Insights. So the third pillar is CRM plus analytics, right? So here you can evaluate, you can analyze, and the last is you can act upon it. So when you act upon it, based on the insights that are driven by all of the data that you see, you can publish content on your brand pages. You can, you can work on your marketing campaigns as well, right? So that was about the four pillars. So coming back to the agenda of today's webinar, we'll now look at how you can create dashboards in Konnect Insights. So let's dive into how you can create a dashboard in Konnect Insights. So I have logged into, just a disclaimer out there, the login that we're using or the data that you tend to see here is a dummy account, and we would be covering in this webinar, the data that you would be seeing throughout would be from the banking domain. So just a disclaimer out there. Now I have logged into the tool, and you can see that I'm onto the dashboard part of it. So dashboards, now what are dashboards or how you can make use of dashboards? So dashboards is basically used for you to understand or for you to create a report to refer to it way and again whenever you want to. So these dashboards that you create can be customized as per your convenience or as per your requirement. Now how you'd be able to create this dashboard is, if you haven't created a dashboard ever into your account, you will get an option which would read out as first create your first dashboard. But since we've already created a dashboard, there's a plus icon here. So if you hover your mouse around it, it would read out as add new dashboard, right? So when you click on add new dashboard, this is what will be visible to you. So as you can see, there are a couple of options in here, and the first thing is for you to give it a name. So how or when dashboards could be made use of? Now dashboards could be used of in various instances. You can use it when you would want to refer to it on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, or if you would want to share it across with someone who does not have access to Konnect Insights and would like to see the performance of your brand. So in those instances, you can create a dashboard within a couple of minutes and just share it across via a link. So the dashboards that we create are publicly shareable. So when I say publicly shareable, I mean that there is a live link that gets generated, which can be shared across by to whoever you would want or to the concerned person, right? So first, what it would ask you is to give it a name. So you can name it. So let's name it as webinar dashboard. Right, and you can see here there are a couple of options which says turn on dashboard sharing. So that means that if I want to share it, I have the option, or I can select if I want to share it or not. Now you also have options like show calendar, show download. So the person you're sending it to, you can also see if you would want to give them the access of changing the date range and viewing the insights, or giving them the option of downloading the dashboard or the insights as well, right? So you can tick mark on this. And as you can see, we also have an option to password protect. So if you don't want to just share the dashboard link, but you also want to protect it, you have the option of password protecting it. You can add a password if you'd like. Once you have selected all the options that you require, you can go ahead and click on save. Now, once you click on save, what will appear to you is you can click on add chart. So it reads out as let's add some charts, right? Now, when I click on add chart, as I stated in the presentation, that you get analytics of two types. One is for you to understand what customers have spoken about you. So that's when the listening aspect comes of it. And within listening, there are several reports that we have in Konnect Insights. So we have share of voice, we have sentiment, we have media type analysis. And then the second part of analytics falls under social analytics. It basically means for you to understand how your brand is perceived or is performing on various social media platforms. Now, as I stated, you can customize your dashboard. You can add whatever you want when in whichever format or whichever flow, right? So here I'm on to monitor, which means I'm looking at all of the listening reports, and I can insert only the charts that I want. So you get the option of add chart, and I'm just adding a few charts for you to understand how this will work. So I've added a few from share of voice. If I intend to add some from sentiment analysis, I can do that as well. All right, so I'm adding a couple of charts from here. Now, let's say you come to me and you tell me, I also want to look at my profile overview from social analytics within the same dashboard. So, guys, that's also something that is possible. You can go to the social analytics section. You can also add the charts from this section. So, let's say you just want to look at the overview. So you can do that. You can add the overview. So I've added it for Twitter, Facebook, and for Instagram. Now, once I've added the charts that I want, this is what it will look like. You can see that the charts have been added. But the first time you create a dashboard, you have to ensure that you have selected, you are looking at the insights for your brand itself. So when you first create a dashboard, next to each chart, you have the option of chart settings. So when you click on chart settings, this is something that will appear to you where you can make changes. You can further customize it by changing the chart name, by adding in notes if you'd like. And as I stated, you can select the brand for which you want to see the classification, the charts for, right? You can also change the chart type based on what you want to see, and you can click on save. Once you've done this for all of your charts, what next? So, as I stated, there are other features in dashboards that you can make use of. So, to take you through those, we have something called as changing the theme as well. So, if you're someone who likes to make your report very appealing based on the colors or based on the themes that you'd like, we have the option of adding in a customized theme or making use of the themes that we already have. So I went on to the gear icon here, as you can see, and there's an option called as change theme, where I can choose the theme that I want from here, or I can also customize it based on my brand colors. So that's also something that's really cool, right? So you can change the theme, you can also change the chart colors. So there are a couple of color palettes that you can make use of. So you can choose the color palette that you like based on your liking, and you can make use of it. Now, apart from these, as I also stated in the webinar, that we have some templates. So if you don't want to create a dashboard from scratch, you have some templates here based on what you would want to create. So let's say if you want a very, you want an overview for all of your listening related data for your brand, we have these templates that you can make use of. So as you can see, there's a listening template, there's a brand comparison. So if you want to compare or understand how your competition is performing, there's a template for that. If you want to create a PR dashboard, you can do that. So there are pre-existing templates also, guys, that you can make use of. So these are the templates that we have, and you can make use of at any time in your account, right? Apart from this, we also have an option of cloning a dashboard. So if, or there could be cases where you might be taking care of more than one brand, and you have taken the effort of creating one entire dashboard for one brand, and you want to do that for the other brand as well. You want the exact same dashboard. So in that case, you have the option of cloning a dashboard in a similar manner, and you will have the same dashboard again for the other brand as well. That's really simple, right? Apart from that, again, if you don't want someone to fiddle around with probably changing the layout, so as you can see in the dashboard, you can change The layout, we have certain predefined layouts here, so you can make use of those layouts. You can also decrease the size of the chart or increase it based on your liking. You can change the placement of the charts as per your convenience as well. So I have made the change, and you can see that's something that's really easy to do. So apart from this, now comes the picture, or now comes the question of how you can share this. As I stated, is just a link that you need to share. So you can share this link with probably your higher level management, your CMO, your CEO, or whoever would want to look at how your data, how your brand is performing, what kind of insights they would want to see. So you can create these dashboards in a very simple manner, and you can share it also in the similar manner, right? Now that's how easy it is to create a dashboard. That's how that's how you can create a dashboard. But apart from the pre-existing charts that we have, right? So I've covered the first part of the agenda where we look at how you can make or create dashboards in Konnect Insights. So if you guys have any questions regarding dashboards, you can drop it off and we would be happy to answer it for you. Now, before I move on to the next part, we also have something called as the one-click report. So what is the one-click report? The term itself will give you an idea. It's just a click that you need to do to see a quick summarization of how your brand is performing. So I've logged in under monitor and I have clicked on to something that reads out as one-click report. On your right, you simply have to select a date range. You can select the profile of the brand for which you're viewing the data, and there will be a report generated in just one click. So if I had to select any one brand and click on view report, there you go. In just one click, you received an entire analysis or a summarization of your brand performance. So that's how one click report will look like to you. It's just a small or a quick summarization of how your brand is performing. Now coming back to the agenda, as I stated, there are a lot of, or there are nearly around 1,000 plus charts in Konnect Insights that you can make use of in dashboards and use it for your reporting purposes. But if there is a need that arises where you would want to create a customized report or create a customized chart by defining the fields you want, by defining the data, then that's when business intelligence tools or BI tools comes into picture, where we have that in Konnect Insights. So for those who don't know, we do have the BI tools or custom reports that you can make. And for us to take you through that right now, I would pass on the baton to Sanjana to take this ahead, so that she can take you through how you can make use of the customized reports, or how you can create a custom report by using the BI tools that we have. So over to you, Sanjana.
Wow, Linda, thank you so much for the detailed explanation on the dashboards and the one click report. Moving ahead to the business intelligence tool. So, as Linda mentioned, we have around 1,000 reports in the tool. This report tells you a story like how your brand is perceived online. But apart from this report, if there's a need to create a custom report to analyze or deep dive in for your brand, in these scenarios, you can make the use of the business intelligence tools that we have. So, business intelligence tool is the one of the most powerful and advanced feature in Konnect Insights. It helps you to create charts with various filters and dynamic columns. The dynamic charts that we create in custom reports can be sent to the dashboard as well. So let's see how we could create these reports in Konnect Insights. I'll just present my screen. So once the screen is visible, just put a thumbs up so I get an intimation. So Linda, please let me know once the screen is visible.
Yes, Sanjana. It's loading. I guess it should be up in.
Yeah. So to create a custom report, we'll go to the custom report section. Before
Yeah.
moving ahead, I'll just tell you this is a dummy account and the data over here is publicly available data. So moving ahead to the custom report, this is how it looks. So under custom reports, you could see the reports that you have already created. You can edit them or you can delete them as per your requirement. To create a new report, you need to
Sanjana,
click on create new
Sanjana,
report.
hold on. I guess your voice is breaking. Just a minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess your voice is breaking.
So Linda, is it proper now?
Kind of, but I guess it's breaking a little so that, yeah, I think it's still breaking. The guys are writing in the chat. Is it still breaking, guys?
Give me a minute, I'll just get it done.
Sure, sure. Guys, Sanjana is back, so we'll start off again. Yep, go ahead, Sanjana.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'll just move to the business intelligence tools. I'll just share my screen. Linda, let me know once my screen is visible.
It's
So
just
moving
loading.
ahead to the business intelligence tools, this is how it looks like. I'll take you to the reports, how it is being created, what all fields are available under the custom reports. On the left-hand side, you could see the display fields and the filter fields. So display fields are the fields for which you view on in, you want to create a chart for, and filter fields are the fields for which you want to filter out the data in a more specific manner. On the top of the tab, you could see there's some information that you need to who select to. In the first, you need to add the chart name. Next to that, we have this topic profile or a cluster selection. So the data that you're looking out for, you need to select the cluster or profile or a topic. Ahead, we have a date range selection. So the data range for which you're looking out the data for. And next to that, we have this media type. So you can select the media type as per your requirement. You can view the data in different format. You could view in a tabular format or in chart as well. So this is a dummy account, and we have certain topics and profiles being created in this. So we'll take in reference of a banking domain. In reference to that, we'll create some custom reports as well. So, taking an example as a brand, the conversations that are happening on a daily basis. So, I need to analyze, I need to find out what type of conversations that are happening, like which category people are talking about. In that case, I can create a custom report. To create this custom reports, I need to add certain fields over here as well. So, on the left hand side, we have a search filter where I'll search the fields that I want to insert in this report. So over here, I'll search for the public this published date so to see the day-wise analysis of the data coming up. The next field that I'll insert over here would be the parent classification. So this tells me the categories that have been created and the data coming up for these categories. The next field that I'll insert over here would be mention. So to analyze the data on a mention level, I'll add this field over here. So under display fields, we have added the required fields. Under this, you see the field which tells you the name of this particular display field. Then we have alias. So if you want to have this display field customized as per your requirement, you can even customize the name of that. Next to that, we have the sorting. You can sort this data in an ascending or descending order as well. The most important thing over here is the functions that you select to view the data accordingly. So under parent classification, if you see, we have this grouping by. So to see the data category wise, we'll select the group by. Under mentions, it could be count and all. So moving ahead, on the published date, I'll select date to see the date wise analysis. Under parent classification, it would be group by to grouping the results together. And under mentions, it would be distinct count. So distinct count is used to eliminate the repetitive data coming in so that giving an example, if there's a conversation which has been tagged under multiple levels, to avoid the count of that being multiple times, you'll select the distinct count in that case. So over here, I'll name the report saying category wise daily conversations. Okay, so we'll just view the data that we have inserted the fields for. I'll click on save and preview data to view it in a tabular format. So over here, you can see on a day-wise basis, these are the categories for which you're receiving this amount of mentions. You can even view this data in a chart format. So for that, we'll just go to the top of this page. From here, we can change the chart or type of this data. So from table, we'll switch to the chart. And in chart, you can select the type of the chart that you want to view the data for. So for here, we'll select the stacked column. and the data is changed accordingly. As you can see on a daily basis, this is the conversations which are coming for the categories that have been created over here. All these charts that we create under custom reports are clickable. You can anytime click on any of the report and the data point and view the conversations over here itself. Moving ahead, if you want to change the colors for the categories coming in, you can anytime change it. So when you click over here, you have this change settings where you can customize the colors for the categories as per your requirements. To deep dive in this data more, we can even filter out it with certain filter fields, saying if on daily basis the conversation happening for each categories, I want to analyze which are the negative conversations coming in. So even for this, I could add an filter field over here. So for that, I'll go to the search bar over here. I'll search for the sentiment and I'll add the filter field saying sentiment. The operator for the sentiment would be like, and the value would be negative as I want to analyze the negative conversations happening on daily basis category wise. Once the fields are added, I'll move ahead to save and preview data, and we can see the chart has changed accordingly. So this is how you could deep dive into the reports coming in. Further, moving ahead to this report itself, if I want to analyze people who are having followers greater than 5,000, talking negative about their brand, and they are talking about which categories. Say they are talking more about branch, ATM, or accounts, I can do even that analysis. To have that chart created, I need to enter a filter field over here. So on the search, I'll search for the user followers. So the operator for user followers would be greater than equal to, and the value would be 5,000. Now I'll click on save and preview data, and the chart has changed accordingly. As you could see, this is the number of conversations that is happening each category wise, and that too negative conversations where users who are having followers more than 5,000 are talking about this particular brand. So like this, we can even deep dive more into the data, saying if I want to analyze one of the category in more detail. Taking an example, we can say loan. So under loan, there are multiple types of loans, say business loan, home loan, and all. So we want to analyze like what the conversation coming in loan are of which type of conversations. So for that, we can create the report as well. So moving ahead, I'll create a new report. This is the subcategory that we have created. So I'll click on the create new report. I'll name the report over here saying subcategory related conversation. And that could be for loan ones specifically. Okay. Moving ahead, I'll add some fields over here, say classification. And to get the count of that, I'll add the mentions. In the similar way, you can even analyze the data on a ticket level as well. So for the classification, I'll select the function as group by, and mentions, I'll select it as distinct count. So if we want to analyze data for a specific parent classification saying loan, we need to add a filter over here. In parent classification, the operator selected would be like, and the value selected would be loan. Now I want to analyze the data on a second level. So I'll add one more field over here that would be classification level. So the second level analysis would be done. So I've just entered all the display fields and the filter fields are required to get this data in. Now I'll click on save and preview data. So you could see these are the types of loan people are talking about. I'll just change this data to a chart type, maybe a column, and you could see the data has changed in accordingly. So now you could see this are the number of conversation happening for the types of the loans. Even this for this we could have sorting it out. So if I want to analyze which is the largest category been talked under loan, I could just sorting it out by descending order, and I'll just click save on preview data. So like you could see, this is the data that is be changing. So the personal loan is the category where people are more writing about, and the least one is the business loan. So moving ahead, apart from this categories, we could have certain custom reports created for the additional fields that we create in Konnect Insights. Going back to custom reports, I'll give you an idea what these additional fields are. So going to the all messages, under classification, as you could see, there are certain categories created. And below that, we have certain additional fields that are created. So in this case, yes, we'll create an additional field where we can analyze the branch-wise conversation, like which branch more conversations are coming in and all. And we can even deep dive the data more into it. So I'll just name the report saying branch related conversations. Okay, for this I need to add certain display fields over here. Over here I'll search the field as branch. I'll add it. Then I'll add same mentions over here. So now the function for the branch would be group by, and for mentions it would be listing count. Now to view this data, I'll click on save and preview data, and you can get an idea. So for which brand they are coming, and which number of conversation, what's the count, and all, you will get all this is in this tabular format. Similarly, we can switch it to a chart format as well. So there are different additional fields that the brand creates in its account, and as per that, we can even create charts in the custom reporting bit as well. Moving ahead, if there's a branch related conversations and there are mentions coming in, we can even further bifurcate data in saying which type of conversation is coming under brand. Is it conversation, say complaint related query, it's a feedback related query, or what? Or we can even analyze this data further in. So apart from this reports, we can even analyze other reports as well. So there are some custom charts that we have created in Konnect Insights. I would like to take you through that as well. So moving back to the custom reports list, we have certain reports that we have created. So here is one report which is web review. So I guess all of you are aware of that we even fetch the web reviews data. So people who are writing reviews on the renowned sites like Amazon, Flipkart, so any of these brands who have product listers on this website, people go and write a review and put down a rating. We can even analyze that data as well. So how many ratings are coming in, how many conversations you're receiving from those websites, you can analyze that as well. So over here I'll just select that particular this now over here this chart is created to show you on a website bifurcation the amount of mentions you're receiving, that is the reviews you're receiving over here. So I'll just select the media type, I'll save it, and I'll just click on save and preview data. So you can get an analyze so the number of conversations that you're receiving on Amazon for the products that you are listed in, and similarly with the Flipkart as well. Apart from this, if you want to analyze, so there are tickets that you get on a daily basis in Konnect Insights. So if you want to analyze how many tickets are open, how many are closed, how many are pending, you can even create a custom report on a ticket level. So we have a report that is being created for the ticket status and Konnect Insight. I'll take you through that as well. So as I mentioned, we have the ticket statuses, which gives you an idea the total amount of tickets coming in, the closed and resolved. We'll look at the chart as well. So over here we have added certain display fields. Ticket CRM status for the ticket status and ticket ID for the count. I'll just click on save and preview data, and you can get an idea of this particular data in a funnel format. You can even change the type of this data to a pyramid. So if we want to view the data similarly in a pyramid, you can simply change the chart type. As you could see, the data has changed accordingly. So, similarly, we have different types of charts that you can create in custom reports. So you can create a word cloud, you can create a stacked column, stacked bar, a pie chart or donut or column. All these charts that you create in custom reports can be sent to the dashboard as well. So we have created a dashboard as well where we have added certain charts based on custom reports itself. I'll take you through that now. So this is a dashboard that we have created basis the custom charts that we have created for this banking domain. As you could see, there's a chart which gives you an idea about the loan volume analysis, how which type of loan people are talking about, what is the percentage and count. You can get that idea as well. Moving ahead, you could even analyze the sentiment that you're getting in on the loan type of conversation. How many are negative, neutral, and positive. Can even deep dive on a level 1 and level 2 categorization. So if you want to say people writing about loan, they are writing about say home loan, so what type of query you're receiving it, is it a new loan request query, is it a delay in sanction, you can even analyze that data over here. Now you can even analyze the sentiment of it. So in Konnect Insights, you get a sentiment for each of the conversations coming in. You can create a chart for that as well. And apart from that, while classifying the data, we have a classification sentiment. So we can even create the reports for the classes sentiment as well. So as you could see, this is a loan classification analysis on a level 3. You can get an idea about the conversation happening and the sentiment of that. There's a negative mention for loan on a second level, saying if there are people talking about loan, if they're talking negative for personal loan or education loan or what other type of the loan. Moving ahead, as I showed you the ticket status, you can create a funnel chart for that as well. And then we have an agent performance and loan classification. The people who are working on the tickets, they are classifying in. So how many agents have worked on which all tickets? You can see the count of the tickets agent wise over here. The next chart that we have in custom reports is the post view. So you can create a post view type of chart from the custom reports. So this is a chart which is created it for the classification of loan, people who are writing about loan, what are the conversations and all. You can have a look over here itself. You can click simply on the date range and it will take you to the native platform. This similar chart can be changed to and slider view type as well. As you could see, and the same chart is on a slider view type. So these are the custom reports that you can create using Konnect Insights. So people, this is all for today. Right? Moving ahead, we have the most interesting part coming up as well. So at any point of time, if you need any assistance or any guidance in creating the custom reports, feel free to get in touch with the customer success team and schedule a training session for you all. So Linda, over to you.
Thank you, Sanjana, for that very detailed walkthrough of how you can create a customized chart in Konnect Insights, how you can make use of BI tools. So, guys, we'll come to the most interesting part of today's webinar, like we did in the previous webinar, which is to look at how you can integrate with HubSpot. So, let me just quickly reshare my screen, and I will begin. Yep. I hope my screen is visible. So if Sanjana, if you could confirm that my screen is visible, that will be great. Is it visible?
It's loading, Linda.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, thanks. So just before I start off with HubSpot integration or how we can integrate with HubSpot and similar to HubSpot, how you can integrate with other tools as well. So just before I do that, I'd like to say something. So the world today basically is moving from having systems, don't like not talk to each other. So you don't want your teams to work in silos. You basically want your teams to work by using a unified solution, right? So we see that, or we have noticed, and we've seen teams, the customer care team working along with the marketing team, because if they don't work together, what will happen is the customer care team will end up giving a different solution to the same same customer, and the marketing team would give the same would give a different solution to the same customer. So it will again give a very broken experience to the customer, which the customer might not like. Again, to give you or make this more relatable, if I am a customer, again taking an example of the banking domain. So if I am a customer of a bank, and I have addressed, or I have written few queries to the customer care team. The customer care team has addressed to my queries, and probably a couple of days later, or in the same day, the marketing team has sent out an email for me to purchase a credit card, right? So it's a very broken experience because the teams itself are not talking to each other. So to ensure that your teams work in sync, you need to have a unified product, and that's what we are trying to do. That's what Konnect Insights is trying to do. It's basically offering you a unified solution. So customer care team is also something that can use Konnect Insights, and not just as you know, like if the customer care team makes use of Konnect Insights, it responds back, it communicates with your customers. Apart from the customer care team working, you can now also integrate. So integration with your marketing tool, you can push all of that data from Konnect Insights to your marketing automation tool to understand that, okay, this customer has reached out to me from this platform, and I need to ensure that I have details. So further, if I want to run out a campaign, I can do that. I can store that customer's details. So now we will look at how HubSpot can be integrated. Just for those who don't know what HubSpot really is, so HubSpot is basically a marketing automation application. And now I'll just quickly go on to the tool. So I'm on the tool right now, and I'm under the all apps pages. So as I stated, in Konnect Insights, you can integrate with over 3000 plus applications, and HubSpot is one of them. So HubSpot is basically a marketing automation tool, where you can push data from Konnect Insights to HubSpot. So what kind of data you can do is something that we'll show you. Before I do that, how you would be able to integrate is very simple. You firstly need to be a user of HubSpot, either the free version or the paid version. And I'm sure the people using HubSpot are aware of how to make use of it, what kind of things you can look at by using HubSpot. So you simply need to connect here. It will redirect you, and it would be an authentication process. Once that is done, the integration will be done. So since I have already integrated and I have already logged into my HubSpot on the other tab, we look at what are the things that you would be able to push. So now that you've done the integration, both the systems, that is Konnect Insights is talking to HubSpot. So there's both of them are talking to each other. Both the teams can talk to each other now. Now, I'll go to tickets. What kind of things I can push is one that I can push the customer's ticket itself to HubSpot. So let's say this is the customer that has written to me. Again, a disclaimer out here: all the data that you're seeing is a dummy account. Is from a dummy account and from the banking domain. So this is a dummy account that you're looking at. Now, if let's take for a hypothetical scenario that this is a customer who has written out to you, and your customer care team is looking into it and also wants to push this ticket or the information of this ticket to HubSpot, right? So there are two things that you can push to HubSpot. One is the ticket entirely. So when you go to Konnect Insights, you click on the three dots, you get the option of send to CRM. So once your integration is done with HubSpot, you will get the option of HubSpot here. And as I have logged in from Sanjana's ID, you can see that Sanjana's name is appearing here. So if I click on this and if I hit on send, I will receive this ticket in HubSpot under the ticket section. So there are a couple of tickets that we've pushed. So you can see that all of the tickets are there. Now, what are the kind of things that you'd be able to preview here? You'll get details of the ticket, like from which platform, what kind of profile the data came out from, and you would be also able to reply. So there's a URL. So if I open this URL, you can reply back to this customer by getting redirected as well. So it's that easy, right? So this is one thing that you can push from KI to HubSpot. The next thing is something that's that could be used in various scenarios. So you can send in contact information, that is your contact details of a customer from Konnect Insights to your HubSpot tool as well. So how do we do it is basically you click on the name, the username, and there is an option called as contact CRM. So before you do that, you have to ensure that while you are creating a contact in your CRM that you've integrated with, you need to store the customer's details. So in the contact there needs to be an email address, there needs to be a contact number. So I'll quickly fill in my details, I'll go to save it, and once my contact information is saved, I'll click on create contact CRM, I'll click on HubSpot, and I can send it to the list that was created. So I've created a list of leads where I can send in contact information here. So this is where you will be able to see it in HubSpot, right? So that's how you can push data from Konnect Insights. That's really easy. Just another disclaimer out here that while you do this, you have to ensure that uh, you know um, you take the consent of the person before you do this. So you have to ensure that you abide by the GDPR if you're in the European Union, and India would also have these laws that will come up. So you just need to be appropriate, or you need to be you need to ensure that you take the right permissions from your legal team before you do this, before you you know do the marketing automation bit. So just be aware, that was a disclaimer out there for you. So how we pushed in data was something that was very easy. Now the amount of value that it brings in when you do this is, as you know, we're providing a unified solution. So when you're looking at pushing data from Konnect Insights to your HubSpot, there are signals that are already there in Konnect because you did the integration, and you're passing all of that golden information from Konnect Insights to HubSpot. So tomorrow, if you have to run out a campaign, a marketing campaign, you can pull in insights based on a customer's information that you had stored previously. You can run out your campaigns, you can strategize that way, right? So that's how the integration bit is done for HubSpot. Just another thing that I would like to say here is, you know uh, before we come to the end of this webinar, that every time, or the main motive of us doing these webinars is for you to know the features of Konnect Insights, and for you to also understand how this marketplace that we created with Konnect Insights will work for you. So there are 3,000 plus apps which can be used, and if you want to look at integrating any one of this, do feel to get in touch with us, and we can quickly discuss how we can do that depending on your requirement, right? So before I end, or before we come to the Q&A of this webinar, please thank you so much for waiting right till the end, firstly. And since we will have an upcoming webinar, this is the points that we would cover, which is, in the next webinar, we will look at social analytics as a module, which is as a whole. Within it, we also have something called as the KISS module, which is the Konnect Insights Smart Suggestions. How you can make use of social publishing. So publishing in Konnect Insights is also something that you can do, as I also took you through the presentation in the slide previously of what Konnect Insights is. And lastly, as I also promised you, in every webinar, we will be covering how you can integrate with third-party apps. So here in the next webinar, we'll look at how you can add or integrate with collaboration tools like Slack, Microsoft Teams, and WebEx, right? So we are at the end of this webinar. We will look at the Q&A right now. So again, guys, thank you so much for waiting right till the end. I hope this webinar was insightful for you guys. So I would also like to thank you for being there right till the end. So if you guys have any questions right now, we have a quick brief as we are in the instance of falling short on time. You guys can let us know if you guys have any questions here. So Sanjana is also here.
So, Linda, there are certain questions coming up in the chat box. One of those I'll take up ahead with. how do
Sure.
we get the slider view chart?
Okay.
So under custom reports, you have this post view type of chart under which you can switch it to a slider view and you can create a custom report in a slider view chart.
All right.
Moving
I
ahead.
see another question. Sorry to interrupt. I see another question about integrations where Neha has asked if you can integrate with Salesforce. So, Neha, yes, the answer to that is a definite yes. You can integrate with Salesforce, and not just Salesforce, but many other tools. So, yes, you can integrate with Salesforce.
Yeah. So
Okay. Sanju, if you find any other questions, you
yeah,
can.
yeah. So there was a question how to add CSAT reports in the dashboards. So
Okay.
you can go to the CSAT reports and you can simply send those charts to the dashboards that you have already created into.
Right. Okay.
Moving ahead. Uh, so there's one more. Can we change the color for a specific chart in dashboards and dashboard chart settings? So under the custom reports bit, you can change the chart of the color as per your requirement. Anytime if you want to change the chart color, you can do it from the chart settings of the custom report chart.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess somebody asked a question where they mentioned if you could change the themes in the dashboard. So I guess I took you through this. So yes, the answer to that is a yes. You can change the themes of the dashboard. You can also customize it based on your brand color. So someone asked here based on their brand colors. So when you go to dashboards, you get the option of customizing it based on your brand colors, based on your brand tone. So you can customize your themes based on that for your look and feel as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
moving
I guess
ahead to another question.
you got a question, Sanjana.
Yeah, just having a look at it. How can we add charts with content buckets? So you can even add the content bucketed charts. Under the widget section, we have some content bucket based reports as well, which you can add to the dashboard as well.
All right.
Yeah, Linda.
Okay. So I think that's it for the Q&A as well. If Sanjana, if you come across any questions, do let me know. Or else we're at the end of this webinar. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us right till the end. Sanjana and I are overwhelmed with the amount of people who have joined in and the amount of queries. It was a very interactive webinar. Please also join for the upcoming webinars. We ensure that we
Yeah.
keep them interesting for you. So we will be signing off. So Sanjana and me signing off. We had a good time here. So virtual high five, Sanjana.
Thanks. Thank Virtual Hi-Fi, Linda. Thank you for joining this session.
Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Thank.
Bye. See you soon. Take
Bye bye.
care.
See you soon.